Hello everybody and welcome back to another Sneaky Sasquatch video. My name is of course Stantin, and in this one I will be taking you guys through a few quick tips and tricks on how I usually go about doing my surf events here. And hopefully this video is gonna help you up and get you a little bit better at it. So starting off with the first board that we got, of course, as you guys can see here, you can actually add and decrease the points that I previously got in my episodes. So let me get this straight up at the start here. Just exactly how it's gonna be when you guys are gonna purchase yourself your first surfboard. And then let me jump into the solo surf here, just so that I can show you guys what I usually do in order to get a little bit more speed and enough points in order to win these rounds. Alright, so as soon as you start up, just simply go up and down a few times to get a little bit of speed away from the wave. And once you're happy with it, simply start doing some rolls here. Of course, because you don't really have any upgrades in, you're not going to be able to do too many rolls. But beating up the first challengers, it doesn't really need you to have too much speed. Look at that. And also try when you're landing, try to point your board just like that, just so that you can get as many multipliers as possible. And also when you're doing your jumps, try not to point your board straight up, but instead put it a little bit ahead of yourself, just so that you can propel your character a little bit further away, so that the wave cannot catch up. Alright, well now that we got that technique learned, let's just look for all the surfer challengers. Alright, so signing up from the surf shack, make your way inside and you will find yourself your first surfer. Just have a chat with him and he will actually challenge you to our first duel. Beating up the first surfer is actually going to be pretty easy. You're not going to have too much trouble doing it. All you got to do is just follow the simple rules that I showed you a minute ago and you will be all good. Once you're done with the first challenger, make your way back to the surfboard shaper and get yourself 1 point into your surfboard. I'd usually go just for 1 speed at the first and increase the other ones next as you keep on fighting more surfers. Next up, make your way towards the shop. You will find it next to the Taco RV truck. Go inside and challenge the sales associate. Again, this one's gonna be the second challenger, so it is definitely not gonna be that difficult to beat. So simply follow the rules that we just talked about and you should be just fine. In order to beat this guy up, you will need about 1500 points, and these are actually really easy to make. Next up, make your way at the beach and you will find the Beachgoer. The challenges are gonna start being a little bit more difficult now, but again, before challenging this guy, make your way at the surfboard shaper and put another point to this speed. Now again, in order to beat this guy up, you will need about 1000 points, exactly as you can see in the video below. And once you're done with him, make your way to the surfboard shaper and put 1 more point into the weight, making your surfboard a little bit better. Next challenger is gonna be at the RV truck, where you usually sleep on the couch. Just talk with the RV dude, and he is also gonna wanna challenge you next. Now, this guy is not gonna be that easy to beat, but hopefully with the proper upgrades we just added, you are gonna be just fine. In order to beat the RV dude, you are gonna need about 3,000 points, so just go ahead and follow the rules and you will be just fine. Next up, make your way to the Taco RV truck because you will have to challenge the Taco Chef. Once you're done with the Taco Chef, get some more points into your surfboard, and in this time I will definitely go with a little bit of weight, because your next challenger will be a little bit tricky to beat. So in order to find your next challenge, just go in front of the surf shack and you will see your next challenger. Once again, in order to beat this guy up, you will need about 5,000 points, which might be a little bit hard to get, but with enough practice and if you follow the rules that we just talked about, you'll be just fine. Your next challenger will be the information clerk. Just make your way to the visitor center and start up the challenge. So in order to beat this guy up, you'll need about 6,500 points. Next up, make your way back to the beach and you will find your second beachgoer. This guy is gonna be pretty challenging to beat, but once you put all the points that you got so far into your surfboards, make sure you put them into handling and weight as well, and these will actually allow you to do some really big jumps, and by doing that, of course, you can do quite a few turns in the air, and if you can also land those jumps and multiply them, even better. In order to beat this guy up, you will need about 8,000 points. So go ahead and do that and hopefully we can win it. Alright, and lastly, we got the boating instructor, and you can find him at the Island Boat Club. Just talk to the guy that usually gives you the license for the boats and challenge him. Now, as you can imagine, this guy is gonna be the most challenging surfer to beat, and in order to beat him up, you may need about 10,000 points. But as you can see in the video here, this has been just a breeze, because our surfboard is almost completely upgraded, and now we can do some really big jumps. And while we're jumping, we can also point our surfboard up ahead a little bit, just to stay away from the wave and make sure we get as many points as possible. Alright, and there we have it. And if you follow these simple rules, you can even get more points than you can imagine. More points than these guys need in order to beat them up. Now, challenging all the surfer dudes on the island and beating them up doesn't mean that you will be able to sleep on the surf shack. So in order to do that, you are gonna have to finish up all the surfing events in the game. And I am gonna talk about that one in the next video. So until then, thank you all very much for watching another Sneaky Sasquatch video. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and I really hope that this quick tutorial is gonna help you all up. And of course, if it did, make sure you hit on the like button down below. And if you're new here, subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one soon. Bye!